This is the Everyday AI Show, the everyday podcast where we simplify AI and bring its power to your fingertips. Listen daily for practical advice to boost your career, business, and everyday life.
All right, so Midjourney can create crazy art like Darth Vader eating a birthday cake, riding a Pegasus. But can we use it for our everyday business purposes? Can you use Midjourney and AI art for things that most of us want to do? That's what we're going to talk about today on Everyday AI. I'm your host, Jordan Wilson. Thanks for joining us. If you don't know Everyday AI, I'm going to tell you what we are right now. So we're a daily live stream podcast and free newsletter helping people learn AI, helping us all understand what's going on, and not just, here's 500 new tools that came out today. Here's some prompts to try. Nope. We bring you experts most days, not today, but we bring you experts and we break everything down and how you can use these things to grow your career, to grow your company, to grow your business. So we're going to do that today and talk about Midjourney. So we did talk about Midjourney again, just a day or two ago. And there's a lot of questions that we didn't get to. So we said, we're going to do a part two. So this is part two. So as a reminder, there should be in the comments, if you look, some important links. And in that link, you can go back and listen to episode 1. But I'm excited to get into episode 2. But before we do, we always break down the daily news today. So let's get to it. So Runway's Gen 2 model now makes longer videos and better videos. So we've talked about it on the show before, but Runway is, I think, an amazing tool. It doesn't get a lot of the credit, I don't think, that it deserves, but essentially, you can go text to video or you can upload an image and get a short video clip, and it does a lot of other things. But the limit before was 4 seconds, but now you can keep generating 4 seconds at a time up to a maximum of 18 seconds. So pretty exciting news from Runway and advancements in their Gen 2 model. All right, next. So hey, it's 2023, but if you're in the US, it probably feels like it's 2024 already because of politics and because of our elections. So the Federal Election Committee it was just kind of revealed that they are considering rules to regulate AI-generated content in political ads for the 2024 election cycle. So here in the US, we've already been seeing them from, I think both parties have used AI ads. So, fake images or deep fake voices. So it's going to be messy, but, the FEC is considering rules for that now. Last but not least, California is turning to AI to combat fires. All right. So, wildfires are a big problem in California. And right now California is now using 1,000 cameras, kind of playing watchdog, but using AI technology to spot, where fires might be most likely to start. So exciting news, and hopefully that's something that California can really benefit from. All right, so let's talk Midjourney, y'all. Well, first, today's show is going to be very interactive, so I want to know, where's everyone joining from? I don't think I've ever asked this question before on the show, on the live stream, but also make sure in the podcast, look in the show notes. We always link back to this thread. So when we have guests on, you can come and ask them questions, on LinkedIn or even on Twitter and YouTube, I guess. But make sure in the show notes as well, if you're listening on the podcast, because this one's tough. It's a very visual It's going to be a very visual episode. I'm going to be sharing my screen. So if you're on the podcast, I'm going to do my best for all our Spotify and Apple podcast listeners to describe the process and kind of what's going on. But this is one of those ones, if you're listening and you want to know how can I actually use Midjourney in real practical business use cases, this one might be where you click that link inside the show notes and watch this one. All right. So we got people joining us from all over. Can't wait. Wow. George Strom saying, good morning, Big Friday. Looking forward to hear the AI morning news. All right. Harvey Castro, what's up? Dr. Harvey Castro saying he loves Midjourney. He uses it for his GPT podcast on AI in healthcare. Great podcast, by the way. Harvey, drop a link in that. It's good stuff. Nancy, excited for Midjourney. I am too. Let's see, where's everyone joining us from? Monica from Chicago, a LinkedIn user. Sometimes names don't show up. That's all right. So joining us from Austin, Texas, Cecilia, also joining us from Chicago. Thank you. Ava Reem is joining us from Virginia. Maybrit, what's up? Joining us from the Netherlands. All right. I got to shout these people out. This is fun. I've never done this. Ashish from Bangalore. Another Monica from Italy. We have two Monicas, one in Chicago, one in Italy. Dr. Roz from Hot Atlanta. All right. Everywhere. Cool. This is great. Someone joining us from Pakistan. Greetings from Chile. All right. So, hey, we have an international show today. Bronwyn, thank you for joining us, as always, from South Africa. This is great. So we have people from all over the world, all over the United States, excited to learn about Midjourney. All right. So let's do that. So as a reminder, I'm going to do a very, very quick recap. So on Monday, this was Wednesday. We did a very quick kind of part one, so to speak, on Midjourney. And if you did miss that, I'm going to do my best to recap it as quickly as possible. And we did leave the link in the comments and in the show notes. So we talked about this as quick as possible. I'm going to go through it. Here's part one in a nutshell. Midjourney is a paid tool. So you're going to need to create an account at midjourney.com and pay for a subscription. I think it's definitely worth it. Starts at $10. To use Midjourney, you have to use something called Discord. That's okay. If you've used something like Slack or Microsoft Teams, it's kind of similar. Discord is just, it's kind of like that. It's like Slack, right? It's called servers, not super hard to learn, but go back and watch it. There's newbie rooms, or you can create a private server with Midjourney. So the pros and cons to each. A newbie room is essentially an open area where there's hundreds of people generating images within Discord. So it's great to go in and find inspiration, and you can take other people's prompts and try them out yourself, but it is very hard to use and to find your images. So you can create a private server as well. I did a quick 5-minute video on that. And then we talked about the basics. We only got to the basics. Creating a image. So you do that with the /imagine command. Okay, so that is part one in a nutshell. We just talked about the basics. We created some AI images live on the show, which I thought were cool. So thank you for your suggestions. But I did say this is going to be a very collaborative episode, because I think one thing about Midjourney is people see this art and they say, okay, this is cool, but I'm not an artist. I'm not a graphic designer. How could I actually use Midjourney in my day-to-day life to grow my company, grow my business, whatever it may be? So this is collaborative. I need an idea. And this is one thing I like about having a live show. I need an idea from you guys. Let's pick a business. So give me an idea. This could be your actual business. Throw some ideas in the comments. As an example, maybe it's a dog walking service. Maybe it's a car detailing company. Give me an idea of something that we could visualize, that we can walk through and go through some practical use cases. So let me know, throw something in the comments. But while I wait for a good idea, it could, like I said, it could be your business. And I'm going to pick one that I think will be easy enough to, that everyone can kind of follow it, but also that people listening on the podcast, it'll be easy enough to explain to them as well. So give me an idea, and then we're going to jump into Discord, and we're going to jump into creating some AI images and doing it for practical purposes. That's what it's all about, right? There's always bells and whistles with these AI tools, but at Everyday AI, what we try so hard to do is how we can actually use this, right? So that's what it's all about. So let's see what some ideas that we have here, right? So I'm in Midjourney now. We're skipping ahead. You're going to see some things. So, all right. So far, I have an AI automation business from Let's see, where was that? Sorry, here we go. From Nadia. Nadia, what's up? Former guest. Harvey says, doctors using AI, healthcare tech. Let's see, retail, specialty boutique, creating a website, Cecilia says. Monica says, garbage company. Dr. Rasifa says, neighborhood babysitter. Let me think here. Let me think. I'm gonna see if anyone else can come in with one here. I like some of these ideas. What do you guys think? Is there another one? Some of these are good. Some of these are good. We could do any of these, but let's see. Vet clinic. All right. Pressure washing business. Very specific. I like that. All right, I'm going to choose one. We're going to go with vet clinic. Monica said vet clinic, so let's do that. And because if we're going to do this, we might as well have some fun and look at animals, right? I think this will be interesting. A vet clinic, right? So let's go ahead and see if Midjourney can actually be used for something that we might want to do. All right. So let's jump in. We're going to jump in. We're going to do this. We're going to get our hands dirty and see how this works. So to do this again, I'm going into Discord. I'm going to type a prompt. That's as easy as Midjourney is. You type in /imagine, and then you're going to type your prompt. So I have a kind of a simple prompt saved so we can go through some things, but with placeholders. So I'm going to say, you know what? It's early. I want to make sure that I spell veterinary correct. All right. So here we go. We're going to do a there we go. Veterinary clinic. All right. So in this example, let me just tell you what I'm trying to do, because people think Midjourney and they just think, okay, crazy images, fantasy images like, Darth Vader riding a Pegasus, eating a birthday cake, but that's not practical, right? That's not practical at all. So let's see if we can get something practical. So in this example, what I want to see if we can generate is mock-ups so let's say you're starting this veterinary clinic from scratch, and you want it to be big, right? You want it to be the biggest vet clinic. Let's just say, hey, I'm from Chicago. You want it to be the biggest vet clinic in Chicago. You want it to be high tech. You want it to have, a website and maybe an app, right? There's actually a vet clinic opening up like literally a block from me. So, who knows? Maybe I'll go show them this. So we want to see, can Midjourney help us with this, right? So let's imagine different aspects of this vet clinic and what we could do to actually grow it. So you'll see it's already done. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
Are you still running in circles trying to figure out how to actually grow your business with AI? Maybe your company has been tinkering with large language models for a year or more, but can't really get traction to find ROI on Gen AI. Hey, this is Jordan Wilson, host of this very podcast. Companies like Adobe, Microsoft, and NVIDIA have partnered with us because they trust our expertise in educating the masses around generative AI to get ahead. And some of the most innovative companies in the country hire us to help with their AI strategy and to train hundreds of their employees on how to use Gen AI. So whether you're looking for ChatGPT training for thousands or just need help building your front-end AI strategy, you can partner with us too, just like some of the biggest companies in the world do. Go to youreverydayai.com/partner to get in contact with our team, or you can just click on the partner section of our website. We'll help you stop running in those AI circles and help get your team ahead and build a straight path to ROI on Gen AI.
All right, actually here, let's redo this. I had something at the end that maybe in this example doesn't work the best for a vet clinic, because before I had something at the end where I said social options, which in this case, we don't really want a dog, social network, which is kind of what we got the first round. So what I'm typing in now is user interface mockups, Figma, veterinary clinic, UX, close-up screens, 4K, dark mode. So what we're doing here is we're imagining that we are running a vet clinic, and this vet clinic is going to have, one of the things that's going to separate it as a business, it's going to be very easy to use. You can go in and there's maybe an app and you can instantly know, hey, here's my dog. Here's, what care it's getting at the vet clinic. Here's, what medicines it needs, all of these things. And, you can go on there, maybe schedule an appointment, all these things. So that's why we might run something like this and have a user interface mockup, right? So, okay, I kind of like, do you guys think this is any of these impressive? I think these are actually kind of good. So in Midjourney, when you first type in a prompt, it's easy. And in the newest version, which is called Midjourney 5.2, you don't have to really be able to quote unquote speak Midjourney or speak prompting. So one of the biggest updates is it was able now to take common language, right? You used to have to really be kind of dorky with the prompting and use very specific words. You don't need more. So I kind of like, as an example, I like number 3 here. So what I can do is I'm just going to click U3, and that's to upscale the third image. And all that does is, so first, Midjourney just gives you 4 options, right? And then you can pick which one. And you can do U is to upscale, and then V. So you'll see U1, U2, U3, U4. And then you have the V, which is variation. So at least for this example, I think that one's good enough. U3. So there it is. It's not a bad, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that's pretty good. It's a pretty good start for our vet clinic. We want a kind of a dark mode. We want our vet clinic to have an app. I think that's good. That's something in theory you could give to a designer, or if you know the basics yourself, right? But starting to get an image or an identity, right? Let's try something else. I didn't even write this one down. So let's see how this goes. I'm just going to say logo for veterinary clinic. The simplest prompt ever. I'm going to say logo for veterinary clinic. I'm going to say minimal, modern, vibrant colors. Let's just do that. So another thing you can do is logo. So if you're building a business, or maybe within your company, you're creating a new initiative, right? A new project that needs its own identity. That's another thing. People don't know Midjourney. It's pretty good at creating logos, right? So we have a mock-up for our vet clinic now. Now we can run this and we can get a logo, right? So as those kind of get started, you can see them. So we have 4 very different options here, right? And I think maybe 1 or 2 of those would work, right? Depending on what you're going for. I think some of them wouldn't. So let's just go ahead and do this. I'm going to let's just rerun that one. What do you guys think? Let's rerun it. I want to see comments. Let me see what people are. And also, please ask questions, right? We're live. This is a live show. Please ask questions. Do you have questions about how to use Midjourney? Let me know. We're going to do a couple other things here quick. Nadia has a question. How do you create an image to reflect a pain point that you are solving using Midjourney? It's a great question. And let's actually do that. Let's do that live. All right. So we have some logos. They're pretty good. Let's get to Nadia's question. I hit the kind of rerun command, and we got 4 more logos. So I like this one in the upper left. I like that. It looks like we have a sad older dog, but I like that logo in the upper left-hand corner. The other ones kind of look too much like a unicorn, but I like that one in the upper left-hand corner. You could kind of give that to a designer, or you could even just throw that in Canva and make that your logo, right? Write text on it, get rid of the bottom half that just generated some random text. Okay, so now Nadia is asking, can you use Midjourney to create an image that can help solve a problem? Well, let's show it. So let's say the problem that we're trying to solve at the vet clinic is, I don't know, dogs. There's too many dogs that have cavities, all right, or something like that. So let's do it. So let's say stock image showing caring for dogs' teeth. This one might not be good. I don't know how Midjourney is going to handle something like dog teeth. Sometimes things like fingers or smaller things, they don't come out the best, but let's give it a try. This is a live show. So stock image showing caring for dogs' teeth. I'm going to say photo realistic unsplash, which is stock image service. This is just kind of, we talked about power words in the other episode. So you can put in certain words that give you a more realistic option. So let's not even go further. Let's just stop there. Let's see how it goes. All right. So it looks like, okay, cool. So Cecilia said she likes that dog as well. Cool. That's good. Miguel saying first time he's catching it live, recommended by a friend. That's awesome. Yaddy, what up, Yaddy? So Yaddy says, I love this. So simple to follow tutorial. Thank you, Jordan. You're welcome. That's what we're here for. So again, if you're just joining us, we are using Midjourney. We're creating an example. How can you use Midjourney for an actual business? So this one turned out okay. But let's say you have a blog post. So I don't know if this is the best because some of these are more looking like some ferocious dogs, right? Which is not necessarily what we wanted. So let's try it again. Let's try it again. So we're going to go to type it command \imagine. We're going to do something the same thing. And we're going to do stock image showing vet caring for friendly dog inspecting teeth. Let's just say, let's see how that works. We'll see. All right. So as that kind of one thing in Midjourney, you'll see it's actually kind of fast, right? It may not seem fast because we're doing it live and it's like, come on, hurry up. But it's actually pretty fast, you know, that you can create this kind of quality that quickly, right? I mentioned this on the show the other day. I was a photographer kind of in my former life when I was a journalist, but I've taken probably 500,000 photos, probably way more than that. And the quality that we can get here, it is crazy. It is crazy. These look like a lot of times are real photos. It is hard to tell the difference sometimes. All right, there we go. So we're already getting these images. Now, I think I could show these, right? So this shows a pain point, right? But here's another thing. So many companies, and this, if you get nothing else out of this episode, use it for this, because a lot of things we're talking are creativity, right? But so many companies use painfully awkward, painfully outdated, low quality photos on their website, for their blog post, for their brochures. They're so awkward and in the 80s, right? Like I guarantee you, if I started to Google and look at different photos that other vet companies or veterinary clinics have for animal mouth health, they would be painfully bad. They would be. It'd be generic, cheesy stock photos. So if you get nothing else, use Midjourney for this, regardless of your company, right? Use this. All right. So I think those are actually good photos. What do you guys think? So yeah, Midjourney gave us 4 photos using a very simple command: stock image showing vet caring for friendly dog, inspecting teeth, photorealistic, unsplash. So I use stock image in a word like unsplash because that is instantly going to give us, without having to, be a kind of an advanced level Midjourney user and using all these correct prompts and cameras and styles and all this, that usually gives us pretty usable results, right? I would instantly use at least 2 of these photos. So let's do one or 2 more things here. So another thing with Midjourney that people always want to talk about is consistent images. All right. So I'm actually going to scroll up here. I was messing around with Midjourney the other day. So we're pivoting now. We're getting away from the vet business. And I wanted to show you just 2 other very practical things in Midjourney that we didn't get to the other day. All right. So in this prompt, I just said futuristic abstract painting framed on wall. All right. Pretty simple stuff here. So let's go ahead and talk about using images as a source. Okay. So I'm going to choose one of these. I'm going to choose this one, the upper right-hand corner. So that is U2. So I'm going to click U2. And then if I scroll down to the bottom here, Midjourney is going to take, so it's an image. It's pretty straightforward image. So now I'm going to I'm going to kind of skip ahead. So I'm going to click web. Okay. And now what that's going to do is it's going to open now this photo by itself, a little bit larger of a version. Okay. So I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to say copy image address. Okay. Now I'm going to go back in Midjourney and I'm going to type /imagine. All right. So that's just our prompt. Here's something, one of the biggest things I hear with people is they're like, all right, well, I want to use this for a series. I want consistent images. And when I type something into Midjourney, like you saw, right, with the vet example, you get 4 very different images. And they're like, all right, well, what if I'm trying to create a blog post that has images that are kind of the same, or maybe you're using it to illustrate a book or something like that. And, with Midjourney, the images are high quality. They're fantastic. But what if you want to create a series of images that are kind of the same? So this is a little tip or hack, I'd say, where you can start to create consistent images. All right. So nothing crazy here. All we did, I upscaled one image. I opened it in a new tab. I right-clicked and I got the image source. Okay. So what we're left with, you're going to see it if you're looking on the screen, but I just have a URL. Okay. I just have a URL. So I'm going to try something now. All right. So let's just say we can kind of stick with the dog theme. Okay. We can stick with the dog theme. So I'm going to say lab. Oh gosh, guys, spelling live on a live show is probably my nightmare, because usually I'm off by a letter and that would be embarrassing. All right, so all I did is I typed Labrador Retriever and hit enter. All right, so I'm going to show you guys something. Hopefully this works. We'll see. But what I want is in this photo, this abstract photo, where it's not anything. It's just a bunch of different bright, vibrant colors, designs. I want to see, could we do this with a lab? Could we turn that into office artwork for our vet clinic? Could we? Kind of. All right. So you're seeing it's starting to this one was a little confusing. All right. So it kind of worked. So number 4, I kind of like. So what it did, so I just clicked V4, guys. So I'm going to get now 4 different variations of that one in the lower right-hand corner. So I said, okay, if we start with an image that we like, can we create consistent images around it, right? So let's see now. Okay. So there we go. We have that photo that we kind of liked, and we layered something on top of it. All right. So as this is finishing, I'm going to show you now what I mean. It's like, all right, Jordan, what do you mean by consistency? You showed us, you took a photo from Midjourney and now there's a dog in it. Like, what does that mean? All right. So now I'm doing the same thing. So I'm doing /imagine. Then I'm just putting the image of that other image, or the image location of that other image. And at first I said Labrador Retriever, right? So I got essentially a blending of that original AI image of the abstract painting, but now there's a dog, right? A Labrador Retriever. So what if I want to make this a series for our vet clinic? So I did the same thing, and then I typed Chihuahua. So what Midjourney is doing, instead of me describing something, it's using that image. It's using that image, the original image URL, as the description. So many people don't know this. And that's how kind of the best Midjourney people can create consistent images, right? So now I think I'd say number 1 and number 2 are probably the most consistent with the ones above. They're a little bit different. So what I might actually do, if I was doing this, I would probably choose the one that I wanted, so let's say U2 right here. I would upscale this Labrador Retriever, the upper right hand, and I would use that image URL as the source. All right. So let me see. I'm looking at the comments now, y'all. All right. Cecilia says, dogs are pretty ferocious when you get in their mouths. Yes, they are. Monica, is it better to be as specific as possible or more general in Midjourney? Thank you. Great question. I tell people always start general, right? Especially if you're a beginner. And here's the thing. If you look online, a lot of people are sharing their what's kind of called alt. If you go on Twitter, people share their prompts in the alt tags. So you can click on the photo that someone created and see their prompt, right? Or if you're in the newbie room in Discord, you can see people's prompts. And a lot of people have very, very long prompts. So it's because that's how it used to be, right? Midjourney from 6 months ago, you would have to be very specific because the AI wasn't there yet to be able to take a very short phrase and to create something great, right? Or something usable. So as an example, let me scroll up here to answer that question, Monica, and thank you for that question. This prompt that I used to get the original abstract painting that we used as the source for these other images is a 7 word prompt. I said futuristic abstract painting framed on wall, right? If you saw how people were prompting in Midjourney 6 months ago, I mean, it's long, right? And you had to use very specific words, super descriptive. That's a pretty vague and general, a very vague and general description right there, or prompt, 6 or 7 words. So I always tell people start general, right? And then depending on what you get, then you can get more specific with the feedback. So if in this image I said, oh, well, I want multiple chairs, then you can put, multiple, mid-century modern sitting chairs. So you can add to it. But I say start very general, especially if you're a beginner, because the newest version of Midjourney 5.2, it's so much more user-friendly than previous versions of Midjourney. So that's a great question. Photography is my hobby, Nadia says. Me too, right? I love photography. That's something great about Midjourney. I know we're running a little late on this one, but I'll probably share something on that later because you can actually upload your own images into Midjourney to get variations of them. Okay, great question here. Brian says, how do you export your image? Thank you for that, Brian. So I'm scrolling down here. Now I upscaled the Labrador abstract painting. So it's pretty easy. And there's other commands you can do. You can do these zoom commands. You can do strong variations, subtle variations, but let's just do it easy. So I'm going to click this web button. So there's a web button. So you just click that. All right. And then what it does is it opens that now in a new tab. And then all you're going to do is right click on that and go to save image as, right? It might be a little different. I'm on a Mac if you're on a PC, but that's all you do. You click that web button. It opens it in a new tab. You right click and you save the image. Pretty simple, but thank you, Brian. That's a great question. All right. I'm going to get to a couple other questions. He just, wow. Brian says, wow, mind blown. Thank you. Right. I think with Midjourney, when people are sharing about it, you see all these very intricate, very detailed, very creative examples, and you're like, how could I use this? And I hope today's episode shows you that. Monica is saying, where did you find that link again? So the link that I use for the seed, for the kind of the abstract photos of the dogs. So the same thing that I just did for Brian, his question, when you click web. So yeah, if you wanted to do kind of that seed example where you take an image and build off of it, all you're going to do is, again, open the image in the new, click the web, go to the new tab, right click it, and then you're going to say copy image address. So then what that's going to give you, it's going to give you essentially a Midjourney image URL, and then you can use that kind of as a quote unquote seed to start new image generations. All right, this is great. Couple questions and comments. Nadia says, AI is trained on info from the internet. It does not do well for minority and underrepresented groups. How do you mitigate that in Midjourney? 100% true. 100% true. We generate Midjourney images every Friday, which is today. We do kind of like a recap, right? and we generate images for these recaps. And I do find so many times when, we're talking about big companies and we say, illustrate this, right? And it's always older white men, right? Which, yeah, I don't like that. There is a problem with underrepresentation, 100%, Nadia. Even I was doing things, hey, like just messing around, like, hey, a podcast host, someone in their 30s. Yes. So many times, unfortunately, it does default to men. It does default to white men, right? So yes, there is a problem with AI art generators, not just Midjourney, but in general, showing a diverse group. So the best thing to do is to include that in your prompt, right? So if you're starting general and let's say you want something for a lifestyle company, say a diverse group of individuals, right? And then you can build from it on the ones that you want when you get a 4 different options. Yes, like Nadia saying here, when she asked for a Muslim woman, the results are so stereotyped. Agree, 100%. That's the thing with AI in general. I think it's important to keep in mind is these AI are trained on what's on the internet. So a lot of times, whether we're talking, Midjourney, DALL-E, which is OpenAI's image generator, or even, Runway, which is the, text to video that we talked about at the top of the show, it does reflect essentially what's on the internet. And a lot of times, if we're being honest, what's on the internet is ugly. There are stereotypes. So yes, thank you for bringing that up. I think it's extremely important. So in your prompt, you can, and there's things in Midjourney that you can do commands like, dash no as an example. So if you're getting something over and over, something stereotyped, you can actually click or type in your prompt at the end, dash no, and then what is coming up. So kind of an advanced tip there. So this was a lot, y'all. We went long, but I hope this was helpful. I hope this showed you, we talked kind of in part 1, it was like shiny object, right? And it's like, here's how you can get in, here's how you can use it, and unleashing a world of creativity for people that maybe aren't creative. So today I wanted to talk more about practical use cases, because so many times when you talk about Midjourney, they say, I can't use that for my business. I'm not an artist. I'm not trying to grow an Instagram page on, highly stylized, paintings and photos and the things that Midjourney is really good at. But I hope that you saw today how flexible it is. So just to very quickly recap, we came up with an idea live on the show of a veterinary clinic. And then we showed, hey, let's have this veterinary clinic have an app. Let's have it. I don't even know if we got to a website. We didn't get to a website, but you can do it to do mock-ups for a website. And then we can do it to get, stock images for our blog post or our website brochures, whatever it may be. And then you can even, at least in this example that we use, you can use it to decorate your office, right? And hey, at our vet clinic, we're going to have these fun abstract paintings and we're going to create consistent ones across the office. So I hope this was helpful for you. Scott just had a comment, said very helpful. Thank you, Scott. So if this was helpful, please go to youreverydayai.com. Are you guys really not signed up for the newsletter yet? Is there anyone out there? Are you not signed up for the newsletter? Why? So every single day, we spend so much time breaking down this information, making it extremely applicable for the everyday person. So make sure you go to youreverydayai.com. Sign up for our free newsletter. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next week and every day after that on Everyday AI. Thanks.
And that's a wrap for today's edition of Everyday AI. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave us a rating. It helps keep us going. For a little more AI magic, visit youreverydayai.com and sign up to our daily newsletter so you don't get left behind. Go break some barriers, and we'll see you next time.